finding the right person to understand, all of me, but then all that comes with me as well. That balance between wanting to be available and there for that person while I'm juggling everything else and feeling okay to put the other part of my businesses down and, the sacrifice and compromise that comes with a partnership and a relationship. And then also there's a part of me that has not really lived life yet. There's so many different places and people I've never had an opportunity to happily meet that I might connect and vibe with, that might be a person that my soul connects to.
Marjorie Harvey was allegedly up until the early hours of the morning, consoling Lori Harvey as she cried into her pillow over fumbling Michael B. Jordan. And the person who reportedly spilled that detail to the internet, Brandy Steve Harvey's eldest daughter from his first marriage, who apparently has had enough of watching Lori get treated like the golden child while she and her siblings got left behind. So not only is Lori dealing with the public humiliation of Michael rejecting her congratulatory phone call after his Oscar win, she's also dealing with her own stepsister airing out the family's private business because of years of built-up resentment over how Steve has treated his blended family. And honestly, when you pull back the layers on this whole situation, the Michael B. Jordan rejection is just the surface. What's really unraveling here is the Harvey family itself. So let me walk through all of it because there's way more going on than just a fumbled relationship. Let's go back to the beginning because the context of what Michael B. Jordan actually gave this woman matters. He dated Lori from late 2020 to June 2022, and by every account, this man was all in. He wasn't playing games, wasn't keeping one foot out the door, wasn't treating it like a situationship. He took her home to his mother, something he's reportedly only done twice in his entire life. He spent Christmas vacationing with Lori and the entire Harvey family. He hinted in interviews that Lori was the one and said out loud that marriage was on his mind. Steve Harvey talked publicly about how much he respected Michael, how good he was to Lori, how it made him happy to see his daughter being treated like a queen.
I'm Team Lori, 1,000%. She's my daughter. I love her. I support her. As long as and like I tell everybody, things happen. It's hard to be young and in the limelight and have a successful relationship. And as long as everybody can walk away in peace, be friends, I guess.
And then, out of nowhere, Lori ended it. Her public reason was that she was enjoying being single and wanted to do whatever made her happy.
I'm very much in a space right now where I'm not doing anything that's going to compromise my peace and happiness. Period. So I think just taking control, making sure you maintain your power, don't give your power away to anybody, that I feel like is the key to truly being happy in or out of a relationship.
And just like that, she was gone. From the photos and videos that circulated after the split, Michael was clearly devastated. His close friends reportedly surrounded him and kept him close while he processed the heartbreak. And that should have been the end of it. A sad breakup between two people who wanted different things. But what happened next is what makes this whole thing so ugly. Because the Harvey family didn't just let Michael heal in peace. They went on offense. Lori's mother, Marjorie, recruited her best friend, Lisa Ray, to push a narrative that Michael had been cheating on Lori with a white ex-girlfriend, and that's why the relationship ended. Lisa went public with it, claiming that the story about Lori not being ready for marriage was fabricated, and that Lori actually wanted to marry him, but found out about the cheating days before he was going to propose.
When a woman finds a good one, then that's what you're looking for. But I will say that she's young still, you know what I mean? And I too was looking forward to them making it because I thought, oh, you know what? She's been looking for someone to keep on her arm to be able to have a relationship with that is meaningful and is successful, because we know that the girl gonna keep her somebody that is gonna be newsworthy.
And neither Lori nor Marjorie denied any of it. They just let it circulate. And then Lori started fueling the narrative herself, pushing the idea that Michael was a serial cheater who only loves white women. And that's a particularly nasty card to play, because it's designed to turn Black women specifically against him and strip away whatever community support he had left. Meanwhile, Michael has addressed this exact rumor multiple times. He told Essence that he and his family laugh about it because it couldn't be further from the truth, saying his parents both said people would be shocked if they only knew the reality. Every time he's been asked about his dating preferences, he said the same thing: he loves all women.
Yes. I read the comments and bothers me, okay? It gets to me sometimes. I'm human, you feel me? But don't let the media, tell y'all how to think. Don't let the media influence y'all decisions.
But when the Harvey machine decided to push that story after the breakup, it stuck. And Michael never clapped back. Not once. He just went quiet and let them have their moment while he was behind the scenes preparing for the role that would win him an Oscar. And now, here we are. Michael B. Jordan just became the 6th Black man to win Best Actor at the Academy Awards. He's 39 years old, A-list, and can demand whatever salary he wants for any project. And Lori reportedly tried to call and congratulate him, and he sent her straight to voicemail and never returned the call. And I have to say, after everything they put this man through, the leaked breakup, the cheating rumors, the racial narrative, the public shade, the fact that he simply chose not to engage is the most powerful response he could have given. He didn't need to clap back. He didn't need to be petty. He just won the highest award in his profession and let the silence speak for itself.
Michael B. Jordan is everywhere, and I just wonder if Lori Harvey feels like she fumbled by not, continuing the relationship with this man, by breaking up with this man. And honestly, watching him, y'all, not even just in the movie, but like seeing all the interviews and seeing him, like, his daily, like, little life, like all the little, like I said, interviews and shit, it's like, damn, he proposed to this girl and she told him no? Could you imagine? Like, that just seems so criminal to me.
Although he did address things during his SNL appearance, where he brought up the past romance and essentially suggested that Lori walking away was her loss, not his. And honestly, after 2 years of taking every shot without responding, he earned that. But the part of this story that's actually more fascinating than the Michael situation is what's happening inside the Harvey family, because Brandy allegedly being the source of these leaks changes the entire dynamic. Steve Harvey has 4 biological children from 2 previous marriages and 3 stepchildren through Marjorie. And according to sources close to the family, there has been significant tension in that blended household for years, specifically around the perception that Steve treats Lori like his favorite. Brandy and her sister Carly have been noticeably absent from family events and holiday gatherings that Marjorie hosts, both of them, consistently, and that's not a scheduling conflict. That's a pattern that tells you something real about how they feel about being in that environment.
It's been difficult, man, watching her, but she's very smart. And everything they say online, I know is never true. I hate it for her. But I think she's figuring it out now. I hope, and I think she's learned from her mistakes like you want your children to learn from their mistakes. But she's an adult, and I don't get a say-so in it.
And when you understand Brandy's history with Steve, the resentment makes complete sense. When Steve was still struggling and broke, his first family was everything to him. But as his career took off, he started pulling away. He spent his days working and his nights at comedy clubs, and eventually decided his career mattered more than his family. When he divorced his first wife, Marcia, she was left raising their 13-year-old twin daughters and 2-year-old son alone. And Steve reportedly refused to pay support. So Brandy grew up watching her father choose ambition over his own children, then watched him build a new family with Marjorie and pour all the love and attention into Lori that she and her siblings never got. A source described the situation by saying Steve did the right thing, adopting Marjorie's kids and loves them like his own, but there's a lot of dissension among the blended Harvey clan. And Steve's way of dealing with the tension has reportedly always been to throw money at his kids, buy them gifts, or just disappear into another room to smoke a cigar. That's not conflict resolution, that's avoidance with a credit card. So when Brandy allegedly started talking about Lori crying into her pillow over Michael's rejection, that wasn't random gossip. That was years of resentment finding an outlet. She watched Lori get treated as the family's princess, watched Steve publicly fawn over Lori's relationships while barely acknowledging his first family, watched the Harvey machine rally around Lori after she dumped the best man she'd ever dated, and now she's watching Lori fall apart because the man she discarded became an Oscar winner and wants nothing to do with her. And apparently, Brandy decided that was the moment to let the public see what's actually happening behind the carefully curated Harvey family image. And the thing that makes all of this even more painful for Lori is that every headline about Michael's historic Oscar win inevitably mentions her. She's become a footnote in his success story, the woman who had him and let him go right before he reached the peak. She's reportedly back with Damson Idris now, which is fine, but the comparison is unavoidable. Michael is sitting with an Oscar, he's at the absolute top of Hollywood, and Lori is dealing with a stepsister leaking family business, a mother who's been up all night consoling her, and an internet that will never let her forget that she had a man who wanted to give her everything and she walked away because she wanted to enjoy being single. Meanwhile, the one person in the Harvey family who always seemed to genuinely respect Michael Steve is caught in the middle. He was spotted at a basketball game with Michael recently, hugging him, shaking hands, clearly still connected. And Lori reportedly demanded that Steve cut Michael off completely after that.
I saw one of her exes somewhere at a game somewhere, and I shook his hand. Boy, I can't even touch his ass no more. I better not acknowledge him or look at him or nothing no more. So I'm off limits. If you are ex, your ass is my ex too. That's the rule. The rule in our house is any boy that's an ex, he's now my ex too. I must hate him like we was dating.
Which is wild because you don't get to dump someone, destroy their reputation, and then get upset that your father still respects them. Steve apparently knows what Lori is, only now starting to realize that Michael B. Jordan was the best thing that ever walked into that family, and losing him was never his loss. It was theirs.